Good morning, dear students. This is the English language lesson for the students who are sitting for the GCE only level examination this year. Dear students, we have been discussing a number of questions that you are likely to get for the examination. We have discussed actually 15 questions. Today we are going to discuss how to answer the question number 16. This is the most important question because you will have to write an essay or an article or a dialogue, something like that. It is the creative part. So today's lesson will be conducted by Mrs. Nirmala Kaluarachchi, an English teacher from Devalika Vidyalaya, and Andrea Fonseca, a student from the same school, Devalika Vidyalaya, will assist her to conduct the lesson. So first of all, let us inquire for our teacher about the nature of this question. අද අපි අපේ ගුරුතුමියගෙන් අහලා බලමු මේ 16 වෙනි ප්‍රශ්නයට මොන වගේ පිළිතුරක්ද මොන වගේ මොන විදිහේ ප්‍රශ්නයක්ද ලැබෙන්නේ. So let us ask Mrs. Kaluarachchi to conduct the lesson. Yes, Mrs. Kaluarachchi.
Thank you. Dear students, as Sir said, this is a very important question because you will be earning 15 points for this. So it is very important. And here in this question, we assess your ability to write on a topic considering the guidelines given to you. You have to select. Here, children, you can write either an essay, a dialogue, a description, or an article. So you are free to select anything you like and write.
කියන්නේ මේ දරුවන්ට ලියන්නට එක ආටිකල් එකක්, එහෙම නැත්නම් කිසියම් විස්තරයක්, essay එකක්, එහෙම නැත්නම් dialogue එකක්.
Yes. So you have the freedom to select what you want. Now children, because there are guidelines given, you have to stick to the guidelines. That is very important. දරුවනේ මේ question එකට ඕගොල්ලන්ට මේ තොරතුරු ඇතුළත් කරන්න කියලා guidelines දෙනවා. එතකොට ඒ guidelines අනුආර්යයෙන්ම ඇතුළත් කරන්න ඕනේ හොඳ ලකුණක් ලබා ගන්න නම්. So let us discuss the marking scheme first, the criteria, marking criteria, then you will know how you can score good marks in this question. Now here you can see, children, out of the 15 marks, 5 marks are given for content, 5 marks are given for language, 2 marks are given for format and organization, and 3 marks are given for mechanics of writing. So let us, before going to an exercise, we will discuss what these things mean. Now let us take the first one, the content. Content means, now I told you, you will be given some guidelines. So you have to include all these points. If you include all these points, you can get 5 marks if you organize your answer with all the points given. The next one, language. Now the language, that means there can't be any errors, right? A very good essay should have less mistakes. So no errors, the sentences should be well connected. දරුවනේ ඔයගලන්ට පේනවා content එක හා සමානවම language වලට ලකුණු 5ක් දෙනවා. ඒ කියන්නේ ඒක වඩාත්ම වැදගත් points ඇතුළත් කිරීම වගේම ලියන තමන්ගේ mistakes නැතුව ලියන එක.
ඒ වගේම
හොඳ වචන මාලාවක්. ඒක සම්බන්ධයක් තියෙන්න ඕනේ sentence එකෙන් sentence එකට. නිකාම වචන ටිකක් ලියන්නත් බෑ. The next one, format and organization. That is also very important because you have to organize your ideas. There are a lot of ideas, children, but you have to know how to organize them. තමා දන්න අදහස් ටික එකතු කරලා කොහොමද ලියන්නේ කියන එක ඉතාමත් වැදගත්. The other point is, now if it's an essay, you have to write on that format. If it's a dialogue, you have to follow that format. And if it's an article, then you know that article should have a topic and you have to end with a name. So these are considered when we give marks for format and organization. The final one, mechanics of writing. That is a very important thing. Now see, more than organization, 3 marks are given for mechanics of writing. Now here, spelling errors. You can't have spelling errors, children. You have to avoid spelling errors. And then correct punctuation marks and your handwriting. That is also very important. Don't think that the marks won't be deducted for your handwriting. So be careful. You have to write nicely and without any spelling mistakes, and you have to use correct punctuation marks. You have to begin with capital letters, and you have to consider all these things. Now see, children, if you write very well, you can easily earn these points. So let us see. We will take some questions and see how we can organize our writing. Now the first one, I will give you the question, Andrea. We are going to write an essay on uses of trees. Right, so it is a very common question. I think you have written on this from your smaller days, right? So you must be knowing many things about the uses of trees. Can you tell me some of the uses, Andrea?
Food.
Yes, food. We get food, water,
timber, clothes,
yes,
fresh air.
Right. Now you know a lot about the uses. And what else are you going to write? Now the question is on uses of trees. But when we are writing, we can use some other things which are relevant to this topic. What sort of things?
Destruction caused to trees.
Ah, yes. We get benefits, but we forget to protect. So we have to tell about those things as well. Right. Now children, to make this easy, we have given the topic sentence or the first sentence of each paragraph. So you all have to organize and complete the rest of the paragraph. Right. Now let us look at the screen, children. Yes. The first sentence, the key sentence is, trees are the most valuable gift that all living beings receive from nature. Now remember, you have to start with such a sentence, giving an idea what you are about to write. Trees are the most valuable gift that all living beings receive from nature. Right. Now Andrea, what else can we support?
From the time we are born and until we die, trees help us in many ways.
Yes, you have to confirm that idea by writing more about this thing. From the time we are born until we die, trees help us in many ways. So it is a very good introduction to your essay. Right. Then the second paragraph. Now you can see the second paragraph, children. People get various types of uses from trees. So now we know that we are about to write about all the uses. Right. What should be the next?
They get food, clothes, water, timber, and also fresh air from it.
Right. Now the second paragraph begins with the various types of uses. And then Andrea said the uses are, they get food, clothes, water, timber, and also fresh air from it. Right. Some more ideas?
to get water or to get rain, we need trees, because if there is no green environment, we cannot get water.
Right. Now you can see, children, the paragraph is complete now. What are the types of uses?
මේ දරුවන්ට පේනවා මේ පැරග්‍රාෆ් එකක් ලියන එකත් උගක් වැදගත් වෙනවා පැරග්‍රාෆ් එකක් හරියට. දැන් බලන්න මේ පළවෙනි වාක්‍ය people get various types of uses from trees. ඊළඟට තියෙන්නේ ඒ මොනවද uses කියලා ලියලා තියෙන්නේ. ඒ හරි ලේසි ඔබට මේ වගේ පැරග්‍රාෆ් එකක් ගොඩනගා ගන්න එක. they get food, clothes, water ඒ විදිහට ඒ uses ටික ලියලා තියෙනවා. ඒ වගේම කියලා තියෙනවා if there is no green environment we cannot get water. එකත් තවත් විදිහක අපිට ලැබෙන ප්‍රයෝජනය. Now let us move on to the next one.
Yes. Now we can write more uses. Yes, the next one. Again, I have given another sentence. People use timber to build their houses or to make their household items like chairs, tables, cupboards. Now that is another use. It's a continuation of the previous paragraph. Yes, Andrea?
Besides these uses, the main service that trees do is to clean our air.
Right. Now some more ideas. Besides these uses, now we talked about many uses. Beside them, the main important service the trees provide us is giving oxygen. Right? Yes. Giving clean air. Yes.
Trees get carbon dioxide from the air and release oxygen to the air, and this is important for us to breathe.
Right. So that idea is explained further. Right. Now we got many ideas, many uses. Now let us talk about the destructive nature in the next paragraph. Let us see, children. Today people destroy trees for their needs, but now with this but, you know that you are going to tell an opposite idea to the previous one. Today people destroy trees for their needs, but then what should we do?
It is our duty to protect trees from this disaster, because if there are no trees, our lives would be uncertain.
Right. So now people destroy trees, but it is our duty to, or responsibility to protect trees from this disaster. Why? Because if there are no trees, our lives would be uncertain. It is a good way to end, children. Now we have written about the uses. Look at the introduction. We introduce telling trees are very important to us, and then we gave the benefits the trees give us. We move on to second paragraph, third paragraph with the uses. And the final one we touched about, because the question asks only the uses, but it is better to talk about the destructive nature and to give a message to the the people that we have to protect it because of these uses that they give us. Now you can see, children, how easily that you have written an organized essay. So children, when you get an essay to write, you have to organize your thoughts. What am I going to write? That is the first thing that you should think of. Then you jot down, you write down the important points that you are going to include. And then you write the opening paragraph by giving an introduction. And then one by one you support your ideas. And finally, the conclusion, giving a message or confirm the idea of what you have written.
There are some students who don't attempt to answer this question. අපේ සමහර දරුවෝ ඉන්නවා මේ ප්‍රශ්නයට උත්සාහ කරන්නේ නැහැ පිළිතුරු ලියන්න. ඒ වුණාට ඔබ මේ දීලා තියෙන ගයිඩ්ලයින්ස් වලට කිසියම් වගන්ති කීපයක් ලියුවොත් ඔබට ලකුණු කීපයක් වුණත් ලබා ගන්නට පුළුවන්. Therefore I would like to ask you to attempt to write certain sentences about the given topic. තර මේ ළමයින්ට උත්සාහ කරන්න කිසියම් වගන්ති කීපයක් හරි ලියන්නට. මොකද මම මේ කතා කරන්නේ සමහරට ඈත පළාත්වල ඉන්න දරුවන්ට අපහසු අයට එයාට වාක්‍ය කීපයක් ලියලා ලකුණු ටිකක් උපයා ගන්නට පුළුවන්. So dear students, now let us talk about another topic and how to build sentences to construct an essay. Yes, Mrs. Kalwa.
Yes. There is another topic we have selected about leisure time activities. Now that is also a possible question, and it had come before as well, about the leisure time activities. There are many leisure time activities, so you have to organize your ideas and write an well-connected sentences to form a very good essay. Right, let us read the question first, and after that we'll discuss. Write an article on leisure time activities including the following. Right, so this time you have to write an article. It can be a paper article or a magazine. Sometimes you write articles for those such things. Then you have to remember there should be a nice topic, and then your article, and then you have to end by writing your name, or you can create a name also. ආටිකල් එක ලියනකොට දරුවනේ තමාගේ නම නැතුව වෙන නමක් ආරූඪ කරගත නමකින් හරි අපිට ඉවර කරන්න පුළුවන්. Right. Now let us look at the guidelines given. Types of leisure time activities, how they benefit us, how people spend their leisure. Now children, now this is very easy because now you are given the idea, so you don't have to worry about thinking on what to start, how to start and what to write, because the ideas are given, so you can elaborate, you can write more on those guidelines. Now let us take the first one, types of leisure time activities. Then after introducing, you can write about the types of leisure time activities there. Then second guideline is how they benefit us. What are the good points we get by doing those activities? There are plenty of benefits for us. Then we can talk about them. Third one, how people spend their leisure. How different people spend leisure in different ways. Old people spend their leisure in a different way. Youngsters spend their leisure time in a different way. So you can write about those things. Right. Now let us discuss with Andrea. Yes, Andrea. Now the opening sentence is given. Children, you all also can see that. There are many types of leisure time activities. So you can straight away introduce like that, because you are going to write about leisure time activities. There are many types of leisure time activities. Or you can write it another way. Can you think of another way where you can start this? Other than telling there are many leisure time activities?
We can spend our leisure time in different ways.
Ah, very good. You can start like, we can spend our leisure time in many ways, and then you can continue. Now see, you have to write very simple sentences. දරුවනේ බය වෙන්න එපා මේ ලොකු essay එකක් ලියනවා article එකක් ලියනවා අමාරුයි කියලා. අපි බොහොම simple sentence සරල අදහස් ටිකක් කෙටි වාක්‍ය වලින් ලිව්වනම් අපිට මේක හදා ගන්න පුළුවන්. ලකුණු 15කින් අඩු ගානේ අපිට ලකුණු 8ක් 9ක්වත් ගත්තා නම් ඒකත් ලොකු දෙයක් නේ. බැරි කෙනෙක්ට මම කියන්නේ. Right. Yes. Let us move on to the activity. There are many types of leisure time activities. Yes, after that.
Some of them are watching television, playing games, reading books, gardening and bird watching.
Right. So when you introduce that there are many types of activities, you can give those examples. Give examples for those activities. Some of them like watching television, playing games, reading books, gardening, bird watching. Like that, the leisure time activities you can write in the first paragraph. Right. Now let us move on to the second paragraph. The first sentence is, children love watching TV. Some of them spend their time watching films of educational value. Now here we gave an introduction to the topic, And after that, one by one, we are taking and supporting out of the leisure time activities. Now we have taken most common one, watching TV. Right. Yes. What other information you can include, Andrea?
Some children like to play video games. They get a lot of pleasure by playing these games. Adults too spend their time doing various leisure time activities.
Right. Now, let us move on to, let us see the guidelines given once again. Now, the first one we have covered, types of leisure time activities. We included the types. And next one, how they benefit us. So, we have selected playing video games, and then Andrea said they get lot of pleasure by playing these games. So, that is the benefit they get. They get pleasure. And then how people spend their leisure. So, here she mentioned adults too spend their time doing various leisure time activities. So, it is a good way of coming to the next paragraph. So, she introduced there even the old people, the adults also enjoy leisure time activities. Right. So, what are those activities that they enjoy? Yes, in the same paragraph we can write more.
Those who have large gardens can spend their leisure time doing gardening.
Right. So, you are explaining how the adults enjoy this. Even youth also doing those things. But she has mentioned adults too spend their time doing various leisure time activities. And then she said, those who have large gardens, they can spend their leisure time doing gardening. Then
this can also be profitable to them.
That is the benefit they get. So, this can also be profitable to them because they can earn a living out of this. Yes?
They can grow vegetables and flowers and earn money by selling them.
Right. So, you have written more about the benefits the gardening give us. Right. Now, let us move on to the next one. Next idea. Now, about the third guideline is how people spend their leisure. Right. So, now you can write about how elderly people spend their leisure and children also separately. Yes, Andrea, the opening sentence is, most elderly people spend their leisure time reading. Now you can write what sort of things they read. Yes?
They read books, newspapers, magazines and other articles that interest them.
Right. Now she has written about the things that they read. They read books, newspapers, magazines and other articles that interest them. So, one idea is there. Yes, and what are the other things that they might enjoy?
Some of them like to spend their leisure time talking about their young days and relating interesting stories to their grandchildren.
Yes. You know that old people, they really like to relate us, tell the stories, the past stories, what had happened to them, right? And they really love to tell stories to their grandchildren. So she included that also. Some of them like to spend their leisure time talking about their young days and relating interesting stories to their grandchildren. So now we wrote one paragraph about how elderly people spend their leisure. Now let us move on to how children enjoy their leisure, and then we will conclude or we will finish the article. Yes, the opening sentence is, children should read books during their leisure time. Yes.
By doing this, they can get a vast knowledge and learn about their own country and other countries in the world.
Right. So children they like to read books during their leisure time, and by that is the benefit. They get vast knowledge, right? They get lot of knowledge, and they learn about their country and other countries as well. Now let us finish this article by how can you conclude this, Andrea? Yes?
Some of the youngsters like to spend their leisure time through bird watching. Here they learn many things about birds and their behavior.
Right. So she had included another leisure time activity what youngsters, young children like to do. That is to spend their leisure time through bird watching. By that, what is the benefit? Here they learn many things about birds and their behavior. And then now you can finish your writing by giving kind of a message now. What would you write?
Therefore, everyone must have a useful leisure time activity.
Right. So it's a very good way, very simple way to end by telling therefore. So because of all these reasons, everyone must have a useful leisure time activity. Now children, the guidelines were types of leisure time activities. So she had included all the types of leisure time activities by giving examples.
Right, dear students, now you learn how to organize an essay. Now here, what you will have to do is to write some paragraphs. මේ දරුවන්ට කරන්න තියෙන paragraphs කීපයක් ලියන එක. After that, you will have to organize these paragraphs according to a suitable order. දැන් මේ paragraphs ටික ක්‍රමානුකූලව ඔබ එකිනෙක සම්බන්ධ වෙන ආකාරයෙන් සකස් කළොත් ඔබට essay එකක් වෙනවා. So there should be an introductory paragraph and there should be a concluding paragraph. ආරම්භක paragraph එකයි ඡේදයයි අවසාන ඡේදය අතරට අපි කියනවා body of the essay. ඒකට අවශ්‍ය කරුණු ටික පිළිවෙලකට සකස් කරනවා. ඒතර අපි කියනවා ඒකට cohesion එක. ඒ කියන්නේ සම්බන්ධතාවයක් තියාගන්නට ඕනේ ඒ paragraphs අතර. දැන් මේ ඔබ කතා කරන leisure time activities තමාගේ විවේක කාලය තුර කරන වැඩ කටයුතු පිළිබඳව රාශියක් දේවල් කතා කළා. ඒක පිළිවෙලකට තමයි සකස් කළේ. ඒකට මේ දරුවන්ටත් පුළුවන් මේ විදිහේ paragraphs කීපයක් යොදලා පුංචි රචනයක් නිර්මාණය කරන්න. So now let us discuss another question, another topic, and how you can build sentences for that. Yes, Mrs. Kalwar?
Yes. Now this is about a place. Now sometimes there will be topics like, now you went on a journey, you went on a trip to a certain place, write your experiences, how you spent that. So this is also one such thing. So let us read the question first. Your English teacher took you to see one of the following places: Singharaja, Kumana, Sigiriya. Andrea, what place would you like to talk about?
Sigiriya.
Sigiriya, right. So then we have selected Sigiriya. So the question is, write a description about it including the following. Now these are the guidelines given. How you went, who went, what you saw, what you did, how you felt at the end of the trip. Now children, if you just support each idea, I think you will get a very good essay at the end. So let us first write about how you went and who went. Yes, Andrea?
On my last school trip, I went to Sigiriya with my classmates. Our class teacher organized this trip. We went by bus. All the students in our class and 3 teachers participated in this trip.
Right. Now the first guideline is complete. How you went your school trip to Sigiriya with your classmates, and your teacher organized, and you went by bus. Then who went? All the students in our class and 3 teachers participated in the trip. So one idea is complete. Now let us move on to the second idea. What you saw. Yes?
Sigiriya is a rock fortress built by King Kashyapa. We saw the ponds, the gardens, and the world-famous Sigiriya portraits.
Right. So the things that you saw there. Now you can give an introduction. What is Sigiriya? Sigiriya is the rock fortress built by King Kashyapa. What is a fortress?
A kingdom owned by a king.
Okay, yes. So then, after that, the things that you saw. We saw ponds, the gardens, and the world-famous Sigiriya portraits. What are portraits, Andrea?
Paintings.
Yes, the drawings of the place. Right. Now see, we have covered another idea. What we saw there. Now let us move on to the next one. What you did. Yes?
We were astonished by the beauty of the paintings. We climbed up the rock. We saw the ruins of the palace. We learned more about the history of Sigiriya from our history teacher who went with us.
Right. Now here, the things you had done there, we were astonished by the beauty of the painting. We were astonished. We were surprised by the beauty of the paintings because the paintings were so beautiful. Sigiriya means lion rock. We climbed up the rock. Now the things they did, we climbed up the rock, we saw the ruins of the palace, we learnt more about the history of Sigiriya from our history teacher who went with us. Now 3 teachers joined, so luckily there was a history teacher, so she taught them about the history of this place. So these are the things what they had done there. They saw the paintings, they saw the ruins, and they learnt about many things about the history. Now the last guideline is how you felt at the end of the trip. The feelings, what sort of feelings that you had. Yes, Andrea?
We felt proud of our history and it made us very happy to see the beauty of Sigiriya. We enjoyed the trip very much. We felt that we should visit Sigiriya once again.
Right. So how you felt after the trip? Now those were the ideas. We felt proud of our history because after seeing such wonders, you have that pride. Our people had done it. So her ideas are we felt proud of our history and it made us very happy to see the beauty of Sigiriya. Whoever goes there, that they will be happy to see such things. And then we enjoyed the trip very well. That is the pleasure that you get at the end. Then we felt that we should visit Sigiriya once again. So that is the feeling. Everybody wanted to go to visit Sigiriya once again. Now children, let us see the guidelines and see whether we have missed anything. Yes, now the guidelines you had to write a description about, including the following. How you went, who went. Now she had included how you went. She went by bus with her classmates, and who went? 3 teachers and the whole class. So we have covered one idea. That is the first paragraph. Second paragraph, what you saw. She saw the beautiful ponds, paintings, and many other things there. Then what you did there. They learnt about the history and they saw many things. Those are the things what they had done. And they climbed the steps. And finally, how you felt at the end of the trip. Those are your feelings. So at the end, they felt very proud and they wanted to go again, go to this place again to see the beauty. Now see children, you have taken one idea at a time and elaborated. දරුවනේ අපි ඒ දීපු ගයිඩ්ලයින්ස් ටිකක් විස්තර කරලා ලියුවාම අපිට හොඳ සම්පූර්ණ එසේ එකක් අන්තිමට ලැබුණා. ඒ හින්දා බය වෙන්නේ නැතුව හැම වෙලේම ඒ ගයිඩ්ලයින්ස් පළවෙනි සෙන්ටන්ස් එකේ ගයිඩ්ලයින් එකෙන් ලියලා ඒකටත් වැඩියෙන් දේවල් එකතු කරන්න. ඊට පස්සේ මතක තියාගන්න අර ක්‍රයිටීරියා එක.
Shall we discuss that criteria?
Once again. Yes. Now, first one is content. So that is what I was telling you all the time. All those ideas, the guidelines you have to include. If you include all those guidelines, you can easily get the 5 marks there.
For the content, they get 5
marks. Yes. So try to...
If they have included all points, they can get 5 marks.
5 marks.
If they have included only some points, they can get only 2 marks out of 5.
5.
If they have included most of the marks,
most of the points,
අපිට ලකුණු 3ක් විතර ගන්න. Only a few points, only 1 mark. And if the question is copied, දැන් සමහර ළමයි මේ question එක බලාගෙන ලියනවා. එතකොට අපි ඒක irrelevant කියලා ලකුණු 0යි දෙන්නේ. So that is the way you get 5 marks for the content. Now, how are they getting the marks for the language part?
Now, language, you have to avoid all those language errors, and the writing should be well connected.
And good range of vocabulary.
Good range of vocabulary.
Then you are getting 5 marks.
5 marks.
If there are very few errors, but there are well connected sentences, and you have a good range of vocabulary, you can get about 3 marks. If there are some errors, some grammar errors, you can get only 2 marks. And if we find only a few corrected sentences, ඒ කියන්නේ වාක්‍ය බොහොම කීපයයි තියෙනවා එක ලකුණයි හම්බ වෙන්නේ මේ language එක යටතේ. If all the sentences are wrong, incorrect, you are getting no marks. So remember, there should be correct sentences for you to get marks for the language section. Then let us talk about the next one, format and organization. Yes, Ms. Kalwar?
Yes. Here you have to organize your idea. They should be connected and with meaningful sentences.
Yes, connected, meaningful paragraphs also should be there.
Even the paragraph should be connected.
Connected, yes.
First paragraph should move on to the second one, and then the third one, and finally the conclusion. So like that there should be a link.
Yes, if all the things are there, they can get 2 marks.
2 marks.
If the ideas are not well connected, they can get only 1 mark. If there is no organization at all, then the student is not getting any mark.
Yes. Now here's if it's a speech, the introductory thing should be addressing the gathering. And then finally you have to thank the people. If those things are not there, marks will be deducted for this organization.
Then the last section of the marking criteria is
mechanics of writing.
How can a student get 3 marks, the complete marks?
If there are no spelling mistakes and correct punctuation marks are used,
and clear
handwriting, very clear. If you have written like that, you will easily get the 3 marks.
3 marks. And if there are few errors in spelling and punctuation, still you have clear handwriting, then you can get 2 marks. Sometimes handwriting will be clear, but there may be errors in spelling and punctuation. Then children, you can get only 1 mark. If the writing is unintelligible, you are not getting any mark. So in that way, you are getting 15 marks for this for this question, for your answer.
So don't leave it out. You have to try it. දරුවනේ බය වෙලා අතාරින්න එපා මේ question එක. ඔයගලන්ට කීයක් හරි ලකුණු ගන්න පුළුවන් හොඳ question එකක්. ඒ හින්දා මේක අමාරුයි කියලා ලියන්න නැති වෙන්න එපා. සමහර දරුවෝ එහෙමත් කරනවා.
So dear students, today we discussed about the way you should attempt to answer the question number 16. මේ දරුවන් එක්කලා අපි සාකච්ඡා කළේ මේ 16 වෙනි ප්‍රශ්නෙට කොහොමද පිළිතුරු සපයන්නේ කියලා. ඔබට පුළුවන් මේ වගේ රචනාවල් ගණනාවක් ලියුවහම මේක පුහුණු කරගන්න. So dear students, please practice writing many essays, because you know that practice makes you perfect. So write many essays, and sometimes you can copy down the articles that you can see in newspapers and improve your knowledge. ඔබට පුළුවන් ඔය පත්‍රවල තියෙන articles බලාගෙන ලියන්න. එතකොට ඔබට ටිකක් පුහුණුවක් ලැබෙනවා. මෙහෙම කරලා විභාගෙට ලකුණු ගන්න පුළුවන්. So dear students, thank you for listening. Thank you for watching this program, and we hope to meet you with another lesson next week. Until then, goodbye and have a good day.